Welcome to 5 Minutes, your quick dive into the wide-ranging world of insurance, technology, and leadership. I'm Miguel Edwards, and I'll be your guide as we explore these topics that are transforming not just the insurance industry, but the business world at large. Along with sharing observations I've made over the span of my career in insurance, technology, and operations, I'll be chatting with some of the brightest minds in business and leadership. Whether you're a seasoned executive or a rising star, an industry expert, or just curious about how technology is revolutionizing insurance, this is your perfect spot for your weekly dose of insights. This is 5 Minutes. As you start thinking about the value proposition that you're bringing to insurance companies with this nearshore concept, give me a little bit of a juxtaposition in terms of the whole nearshore versus offshore component. So what would you suggest are some key differentiators and just in general, not necessarily just with Ascend, but in general, why an insurance company would want to consider nearshore versus offshore and perhaps even onshore? I think it's obvious for onshore, but kind of talk a little bit about that juxtaposition.
First of all, due to the lack of talent, or not lack, but the shortage of talent that there is, having another source is something very important. And nearshore has two big factors. One is cost, better cost than doing things onshore. And it's very convenient because you're pretty much having everybody in the same time zone or close to the same time zone. There's a lot of cultural affinity between US and Latin America, especially Mexico in this case. But the ease of communication, the language capabilities of the resources in Mexico, and the amount of talent that there's available in Latin America, I think it makes it very interesting and cost effective and low risk for companies to, have a remote workforce providing services or providing work out of Latin America. So I think that's kind of like the most interesting parts, the biggest value for, any company, in this case, especially insurance. Again, when we talk about mid-market, managing a team offshore, and you have more experience than me on that, requires a lot of, effort, teams, people being available midnight, all those things that happen. And when you have a big company with a big team, it's if you're going to have 500, 400, 300 people in India or China or whatever, it's easy to justify having a team in the US to manage that team. But when you're looking at teams of 20, 30, 40 people, having a layer of people to manage that, it becomes like a very difficult thing to do. So when again you have the resources in your same time zone and they're able to join the calls, to join the meetings, to even to travel or whatever, makes it much more easy to manage.
Thank you for joining this episode of 5 Minutes. If you've enjoyed our discussion, we'd love for you to share it with anyone else you think might find it interesting. Also, please subscribe on whatever podcast platform you're listening on and hit that bell to stay on top of the game with our practical 5-minute episodes. We look forward to seeing you again next week.